Guys, Bob's Gaming Relay here, bringing you another unboxing and review video. Today it's of the Cinch Gaming esports controller. If you guys don't know what Cinch Gaming is, it's pretty much the new competitor of Scuf. The first thing I noticed when I got this controller and took it out of the box, it came in a regular USPS box, is that the box itself that this controller comes in looks so much better and more professional than any other custom controller I've ever owned. And this is probably my 6th or 7th custom controller I've owned. I had one signature controller. This still came in nicer packaging. Alright, let's get it opened up. Alright, when you get it opened up, that's exactly what it looks like right there. It actually sits in its own PS4 case in comparison to the Xbox One that they just stuffed the PS4 controller in for Scuf. So let's get the controller out. I got the black and white edition Scuf controller, and then the black and white braided cable. Set this off to the side. Now, flaming toasted our decals, our light bar, and our touchpad. Per usual, if you guys have not checked these guys out yet, I don't know why. They do great work for so cheap. I want to say it was less than $5 for shipping and to have them make us the touchpad decal and the light bar decal. I mean, these guys are phenomenal. Every single time we order from these guys, they do a flawless job. Now, if you guys don't know what a cinch is, it's kind of the same idea of Scuf. It's just taking your X and circle buttons and rerouting to the back of the controller so it's easier for jump shots, drop shots, and you never have to really take your fingers off of the joystick. Because believe it or not, in FPS, that can mean that 10 kill streak, that Moab, or just getting wrecked. Now, the big difference is a Scuf has paddles right here on the back, and I'll show you that here in a second, but a Cinch has buttons. And these buttons, the first thing I'm going to say is they feel great. I mean, there's no way I feel like you can break these without going out of your way to. And the coolest thing about these is they just fit in your hand naturally. I have big hands, and they even fit my hands naturally, where all I did is barely press in my fingers, and I can hit that jump shot, that drop shot, and it just feels phenomenal. Everything about this controller feels just great. It feels professional. It feels like, you know, just it's sleek. I got the rumble packs removed, so it's a little bit lighter. But apart from that, I mean, everything feels great. And I want to say this cost me right around 140, 145 bucks, and it was definitely worth the purchase. All attached gameplay at the end. Because so far I'm just completely impressed and amazed at the quality of this controller. And like I said, all attached gameplay, so maybe that might change when I play with it, but I highly doubt it. Alright, next up is my Scuf. Now the big difference, like I said, between a Scuf and a Cinch is Scuf has the paddles here on the back. Well, the reason I'm preferring Cinch over Scuf already is this doesn't feel natural to your hands, to have to lay your fingers down further on the controller. And if you guys knew me from XGN, you guys know I was a pro player for a little bit, and I know the difference just a quality product can make. This Scuf, I'm sorry, and maybe I just had the one in a million. It's not what it was advertised as. This is supposed to be like the end-all, be-all to custom controllers, and if that was the case, I wouldn't have bought another esport gaming controller a few weeks later. And I know many of the comments saying, oh, you just don't know how to use it. I've been using a Scuf since since 360, I think the second generation of Scufs, up until I had one for Xbox One and PS4. So I know how to use a Scuf. It's just these newer ones, like the Scuf 4PS, this does not feel natural to your hands. And if you're playing a driving game like GTA 5, or you're playing just Advanced Warfare, I mean, you can hit those drop shots and those jump shots, but again, it just feels like you have to reach a lot further than I'd like. And these feel, after using them for a while, they feel like they could break. When I first got the controller, they felt really sturdy, and I mean, just in the few weeks I've had it, they feel like they're going to break. My R1 button sticks consistently, and my R2 button, out of the box, was incredibly loose, and about half the time it doesn't respond at all. I don't know why, and when I contacted Scuf, they wanted just an insane amount of money for me to send this in and get it repaired that I'm just not going to spend. I mean, it was almost as much to get a Cinch controller as they wanted to repair the Scuf controller. And I'm sorry, this controller is just not worth $100+ repair. They're both great products, as you guys can see. I mean, there's, as far, with the exception of naturally the buttons, there's not that big of a difference between the two. On the back, that's where the money is. You have the big paddles on the Scuf over here, and you have the buttons for Cinch. I don't know if you guys can see those real well. Those are the difference between those two. These are both esport and tournament legal. Now, my third controller is actually my signature controller through Controller Chaos, and it's a modded controller. If you guys are ever considering buying a modded controller, that's the company I recommend going through. If you're for Xbox One, I would check out Gamers Options because I mean they're gonna be the better option for that because they specify, and that's their forte is Xbox and Xbox One. But if you're looking for a custom PlayStation controller, and you want it to have that little flair, you want it to have more or less just that personal touch. You want to go Controller Chaos. I have owned probably 6 or 5 of their modded controllers across all the platforms, from 360 to the PS3, PS4, and Xbox One, and they just look great. They have the best paint jobs I've ever seen. I mean, like I said, this is my custom signature controller. I mean, as you guys can see, the white bar has my name and everything. I got the 9mm buttons on here. I have the master mod, so I have everything from the drop shot mod to rapid fire to sniper breath, the whole 9. Now, the big difference between these 3 controllers, you cannot use this in a tournament. You cannot use this for any kind of esports. If you try, you get caught, you'll be kicked out. However, if you're just having some fun, you're playing some Exo Zombies, some single player, stuff like that, I recommend getting one of these. They're a hell of a lot of fun. They're a great company to work with. I mean, I want to say the shipping time on the Cinch was about 2 weeks. My Controller Chaos was 2 or 3 weeks, and the Scuf was around 2 months or so. So, like I said, I mean, as far as prices, we're looking at about 140, right around 150, 160, and then right around I think 175. And that was with all the extra options that I got. I want to say a base modded controller codes for about 120, 130. Great company. I'd check out Controller Chaos. Like I said, if I had to choose so far between the 3 controllers which I like best, like I said, this may change when I attach the gameplay at the end. It's the Cinch hands down. It feels the most professional, it feels the best, and it just overall, it feels like I got the most bang for my buck out of this controller. So if you guys have any questions about any of our setups, any of our controllers, any of our videos, just leave a comment down below. If you want to know which controller I think that you should buy, just kind of maybe post a comment with your situation, maybe your budget, how you game, how often you game, and I can help you guys out. And like I said, I'll be attaching gameplay at the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you next time.